I'm Chase Rolfson with Rubline Marketing.
This is Jeff Lindsay.
This is Michael Pitt.
Hey everybody, it's John Dudley from Knock on TV.
Hey guys, this is Jared Scheffler from Whitetail Adrenaline.
Hi, I'm Taylor Drury from Drury Outdoors.
Hey, this is Nick Mutt from Bone Collector.
Hey, this is Melissa Bachman.
Working Class Bow Hunter.
Working Class Bow Hunter.
Working Class Bow Hunter Podcast.
Working Class Bow Hunter Podcast.
Working Class Bow Hunter.
Working Class Bow Hunter.
Working Class Bow Hunter.
You're listening to the Working Class Bow Hunter. That's right, this is the podcast for Billy Joe Lunchbucket, the working man, just like me and you. My name's Travis T-Bone Turner from the Bone Collector. Thank you for tuning in.
Nobody pushes the envelope like Working Class Bow Hunter.
It's really not that good.
Those people on that pod, those hosts are a little unhinged.
Working Class. Working Class.
Working Class Bow Hunter.
691, we think, of the WCB pod. We have a podcast like every other middle-aged douchebag in the country right now.
That's right. We got a room full of people.
And thank you for tuning in.
Like and subscribe.
Thank you, Doug. Use code WCB on everything.
On everything.
Yeah, we got a lot of people in here. We're kind of celebrating before we get back to shooting stuff. Curt Geyer speaking.
Eric Common.
Doug Schmidt.
Austin Chandler.
Lee Herr.
Cole Jagger. Scott Sullivan.
First of all, one of you guys put that headset on, and you guys are sharing mic over there.
Here,
you guys are with child.
Me do it?
Yeah, I'll put the ears on.
Tilt that mic down just a touch. So you got to lean so hard. Cool.
Okay.
You guys are we're bonus. We're sharing a lot of dead deer from the crew here. Look, okay. I know the rut's technically coming to an end out there. Talking to you, the listener. Yeah, you. You're one who we're talking to? I'm talking to you.
Listen up.
Listen up. There's still time.
There's time.
There's
Plenty
hope.
of time.
Bucks are going to get desperate a little bit for some stray, you know? It's like we've all been.
We've all been there.
That's where Sarah McGoffin comes in with the song.
It's 2 a.m. at a bar.
It's like a night in Rock Island.
That's a deep reference for
That is
our
a very
local
deep
listeners.
reference.
Might find get a laugh out of that. Just stay at it. Bucks will be moving. If not, take a break. Take a breather. Late season movement. We all know Ross Bigger shines heavy on that late season stuff. Austin's made a staple in the late season.
Yeah.
Coldest day of the year 2 seasons ago, right?
Yeah. We still got 2 months left, boys. We got a lot of season left.
That puts it in perspective. Dougie, hang in there.
Hang in there, everybody, and myself.
He'll be tagged out before this drops anyhow.
The key to success is weird facial hair. Let's get this out of the way. I shaved. Shocking.
It was
Lee,
unprepared for.
I had a Britney Spears in 2006 moment.
Yep.
I got home, looked at myself in the mirror, and I'm like,
I don't like the way I look.
we're doing it.
I gotta change my look.
Yeah. And it worked out. And as you'll hear, and Lee, we didn't mention on the last episode, full blown, what'd you do?
Neck beard. Full on was no shave Novembering, and I was talking to Curt the night before, and he goes, "You just got to do something. You got to shave your face.
Do something crazy."
I was like, "What should I do?" He goes, "Well, you really can't grow facial hair anywhere but your neck, anyways. So you might as well just have a neck beard."
Well, I don't think I said it like that.
Well,
but
pretty much. Yep. Mm-hmm.
It's like a playoff type facial hair, right?
Yeah,
Does that apply? Is that a good analogy?
I think so.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, Cole. So here's the thing. What are you willing to do?
Yeah, what are you gonna do, Dougie?
I don't know.
Shave your eyebrows.
That actually,
if you're not gonna shave your mustache, bro, you gotta shave. You gotta shave something on your face.
Everybody, calm down.
shave one eyebrow.
Or do like a mohawk or something wild.
I Dr. Phil, full blown Dr. Phil.
We'll be right back.
Just
whole neck.
We'll be right back.
I don't.
Do you want a big buck or not, Doug?
I do really bad.
One of those funny Dr. Phil clips is like repeating what people are saying and they just take it out of context and like,
oh yeah,
you fucking bitch.
You're a whore.
Yeah. That's what we need from you. We need a Dr. Phil.
I don't know. We'll figure out something.
Austin?
I'm going to take your advice. I got some wild shit going on. We'll start it tomorrow.
We're going to go chops.
Got to chop it. We got to part the middle of the mustache.
And you got to break the mustache away from the chops.
Yep.
Like a bridge.
Oh.
Should I thin the mustache too or just leave it the way it is? Like pencil stash?
The pencil stash thing might be tough for a white guy.
Just a lower lip. Leave it.
I got a lot of shit to work with there. I
But
could
leave it
probably
long.
do something.
But leave it long at the bottom.
I'll just cut it like in half, like leave just a little bit of my upper lip.
Yeah.
Just like cut it
There
in
you
half.
go.
Yeah.
We'll do something crazy. Leah's gonna love it. I know she's gonna be excited for this.
Well, listen, team player or not,
I want a big buck.
Daddy's got to do what he's got to do.
It's staying until the buck dies.
Your mustache has a 5 o'clock shadow under the actual line of the mustache. It's like, that's weird, but
He's gonna start calling you Poppy now.
Yes.
maybe it'll work. I love it. I'm a fan. I'm not a fan of like what it makes you look like.
That's the reason it works, though.
But I'm a fan of the outcome. Here's the thing. I have a theory, right? And you guys, I'm talking to the listeners. You can take this to the bank almost every time. What's Ron Burgundy say? Like 60% of the time?
Yeah, it works every time, 60% of the time.
So if you go hunting when it's the most inconvenient, like say you got like your wife's Christmas dinner for her job that she's highly respected at, go hunting that afternoon, you'll smack a deer only because it's the most inconvenient time.
Yep.
My buck, we had dinner plans that night.
Yeah.
Junk brow I killed when we had plans.
Go
It's a thing.
squeeze in the hunts when it's the most inconvenient, and sometimes
I gotta start making plans and just purposely go hunting.
And not make. Let's make plans, but I'm not going to be there.
You want to go to dinner tonight?
Alexa, meet me there. It'll be romantic.
I'll be there like at 7.
Yeah. Never show up. Wow.
Just have a beer ready for me too while you're at it.
Yeah. Order like 4 beers and get the crab legs, all right? And dessert. I'll be there.
Buy her a nice seafood dinner and never call her again.
Yeah. You can do that. Don't do that, maybe, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Something to it. The podcast is brought to you by Kill Bottle Whiskey. Available now. Link in the episode description. We can't sell it.
Nope.
I repeat, we cannot sell it. You have to go through the distributor of the online distributor through the distillery. Links in the episode description. Or you can go straight to Ledger Rock Distillery in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin.
And make sure your address is correct. I mistakenly did that, so I have to reorder my bottle.
Oh, fuck. So someone else is getting a bottle?
Well, I got an email from USPS that was like, hey, your address was fucked up, so we can't send this to you.
Were you hammered when you filled it out?
No, actually, I filled it out with the right zip code, and it put the wrong town connected to the zip code, and I hit submit before I realized it. So I tried to go back in and change it, and it was like, nah.
Yeah, that's all right.
No, you can't do that.
Well,
Nope.
so we can't sell it. We've had a lot of people hit us up like, hey, let me get a bottle. It's like, well, we can't give you a bottle. That's not how this works.
We don't have like 1,000 bottles just sitting around.
You'd be amazed how many times they get reached out to for free shit. It's like, I get it. I'd love to be able to give you free shit, but sustainability.
We got to feed our kids.
Yeah, it doesn't work out. But anyway, that's where you can get it. We're going to just cut through these. We've been kind of going into some length on them, but Big Tine, Huntworth, Old Barn Taxidermy, Trophyline, Grizzly Coolers, Blackgate Trail Cameras, Whitetail Social Party, January 25th, Winchester, Ohio. Tickets available in the episode description. We'll see you there. Black Ovis and Camo Fire, Novix Treestands, Mountain Ops, DeerCast, Leupold, Aluma Trailers, Victory Arrows, Victory Archery, Dialed Sights, the new proof is out, Rogue Ridge E-Bikes, and Rackhub. Thank you guys for supporting us.
Thank you.
You're the reason why we're able to do successful podcasts like we're doing right now.
Right.
What a fucking season.
It's been a crazy season, hasn't it?
Sorry I started slow.
Everyone's worried about you.
Yeah, I was getting some like heavy checkup calls and texts, and then
Well, Mr. October didn't Mr. October it this year.
Yeah, my bad.
They were just all waiting for you to kill first so we could start.
Yeah, we talked about this on the last episode that it seems like I always kill like a good one or a decent one, whatever, and late October, and then it just like
kind of trickles down from there.
Yeah, the party continues, which is cool. But I took a long time. Sorry. I didn't really take that long. It's okay. Really.
Not really.
I was like 10 days later than I normally am. But it seemed like it. When you're in the heat of it and you're sitting back to back, you're like, son of a bitch. And I put some hours in this season.
Usually you're tagged out in October.
No, not tagged out. I have one tag filled. You know, as a resident in Illinois, we get 2 tags. Okay, I'm keeping Rachel on standby because she was in camp for both these deer. So I'm gonna probably loop her in if we can.
Somehow?
Yeah, I can. I just texted her. So, anywho, season was cool. I was trying to like wait out for, I've hunted this piece for a little while. I know there's mature deer in the area type of thing. I'm juggling a few different pieces of property, and I'm just trying to shoot the biggest deer. Like anybody would. You're trying to shoot the biggest deer that you can.
That you have.
That you think are like worth making a move. Because there's deer that you might get a trail cam picture of, and you look at it, you're like, well, I have one trail cam photo in 4 months. It's like, it might not be the most mentally smart idea.
Smart move to
like
do. To go after that deer.
Yeah, it's like, I'm going to kill this deer. I got one photo of. Like, it could happen, right? Like, which we'll get into some of this. But like, it definitely could happen. But to be like, that's my guy or nothing else is like, well, I mean, let's play
let's keep it open.
Play the cards a little better here.
Pump the brakes a little bit here.
That's a bold move, Cotton.
Bold move. But season is such a mental. It's like a triathlon to a point, especially when you're trying to like kill bigger deer. And that was my goal this year, is to kill, a one deer I was very familiar with, another deer that I was also familiar with, or like any bonus deer that was fucking awesome as well, Yeah. Run a lot of Blackgate trail cams, and I run a lot of non-cellular cameras that are cool too. Those are fun. And I'll be honest, it's not like I've had a shit ton of pictures of a lot of the deer that I hunted. I mean, realistically,
few and far between.
So I just texted Rachel. I'm trying not to get too far into it I kind of want her along on some of this, even if she's on the phone. But we had the middle of the map hunt camp. Scotty was in and around for a lot of the camp. Doug and Eric, you guys were hunting on your own, like fairly far distance away. Yeah. So we've seen you guys a little bit. But Devin was in for a little bit. But I don't know if Devin was around when I killed my first buck. I think he had taken off. But Andy was in. And just everybody was around, in and out, randomly. But we just had a party. But there's a deer that I always called, what I call him, the Big 8 for years. I guess the legacy or the story of this deer starts 2 seasons ago, I believe.
You've got 3 previous years of pictures, I think.
Yeah. So
you didn't realize you had the one until we were looking through pictures, and then you're like, oh my God, that's that deer.
There he is.
Yeah, I just had photos filed under categories, and we just got bored and we're clicking through. And I'm talking about the 9, But yeah, had some pictures of him. He's always been an 8. 2 seasons ago, I actually drew back on him. I believe. I'm betting my money it was the same deer. I'm 95% sure it's the same deer. I drew back on him at 30 yards and let down because I was hunting a deer on my own personal farm that I ended up killing like 10 days later. That was actually 150 flat as an 8-pointer, which was a bigger 8-pointer at the time, which was very cool.
Yeah.
Then last season, I had a lot of pictures of him. Actually, these are his sheds from last season. I was fortunate to find both, which is very rare for me. Just big 2s, a little chewed up on the freshie, which is crazy. But this one that's bleached is just giant 2s and just a stud. I don't know what he'd be here. 50 maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, high 40s, maybe scratch 150.
But I found that fresh shed in a tree line. So this property is basically like 3 long draws that come down to this not a river. Devin would call it a river. It's a creek.
A creek. Yeah.
Creek.
River.
It's you can cross it, but it sucks.
Right.
So it's not like you can't get across it. But anyway, these 3 timber draws kind of go down, and if we're going from like left to right, I found that fresh chewed up one on the furthest left one. And then what's funny, that same day I found his shed from the year I didn't have put on the table, it was all chewed up. I found that in the middle draw. And then like 3 or 4 weeks later, I was doing like one last sweep and found this in the furthest right draw. So, and it's kind of like where I've had trail cam pictures where I drew back on him. I'm like, it's all kind of his zone.
Right.
And so I kind of figured if I was going to kill that deer, it had to be in a zone. And I had a lot of night photos of him. I had some pictures. I had one day I got a lot of pictures of him. He was in velvet and some cut beans, and he just stood in front of the camera and just posed for us. And I was like, oh, fuck, he is good. He's real good. And then, so I did a hang and hunt one night with a DSD decoy, put the sticks between the legs of the decoy. I had a mission platform on my case pack, the stand for the DSD, which is like this big metal square with the rod, all in the case pack, and my bow, sweating my ever-loving dick off. And I actually took a video. I should just do this.
Trying to carry all that shit in there.
Yeah, I took a video. Let me just link it. I'll let you guys listen to the audio. It's silly. What the hell? Sorry, I'm dragging this on. Dead air.
Dead air.
Cut it out.
I'll show you. I'll let you listen. You won't be able to see it. But this just shows like what I'm doing.
A platform, sticks, a Dave Smith decoy, the stand, and my bow. And I'm halfway down to this creek line where I'm gonna hang and just wonder what the fuck you're doing. The blood's starting to wear on me. Need a beard cut. I'm sunburned.
Called it.
I'm looking dusty. Hopefully this pays off, because I'm fucking tired of walking already. It's a lot of shit. If it works, it'll be awesome.
Looking
You're to
dusty.
the point in the season where you're like, motherfucker.
Yeah, so I'm dying.
In the trenches.
So I get down there, set everything up, forget my fucking saddle on the truck. So I'm like,
oh, no.
I've done that before.
I didn't know.
Damn it. So I set all my shit on the ground. I'm like, I'm going to set the decoy down because I'm like, I'd set it up and come back down and see the deer. I'm like, straight over the decoy. So I get down. I hang like 2 sticks, get down. I'm like, all right, go back, run up, grab my saddle, come back, hang, get in, set the decoy out. Had a doe get froggy. I posted that on Instagram and Facebook. Shot a doe over it the first night, and like first deer over a decoy. It was cool and whatever. And then didn't sit there for a few days because it's the field is to the north, the creek is behind me. So anything like north variant, I thought would be a good idea. And like there's like a deer can't really get behind me the way the terrain breaks down on the other side of the creek. They can, but there's no it's not likely.
Yeah.
So least percentage of likelihood to get a deer downwind on anything north variant. Well, so I was waiting on another north variant. We had a shit ton of south variant winds, southeast, southwest, all the dumb stuff. Like, just what are we doing with this wind? It's November. So we get a west variant wind, actually straight west, and it basically blows straight down the end of the field on the river, river, creek, whatever it is, field edge. And I'm like, well, I don't love that, but we're going to try it anyway.
Yeah, try it.
So I did the same thing. And I didn't like it too, because I got to like slip down the middle of the field. But I'm like, if I can just get in there quick, run down. I mean, in this video on here on the screen, you can kind of see that field out like all the way straight ahead of me at the very end of the field. There's another field and then another little section of a field. And I'm like just cutting through where the farmer would drive through too deep to get to this bottom, you know? So it's far. I don't know. It's just long. And you just feel so exposed and baked in the sun when you're walking. You're just like, everything can see me.
Yeah. Gotta get there quickly.
Yeah, exactly. So you're just
power walking.
You're speed walking. You get sweaty. So anyway, I get down in there on that west wind and sitting down there, put the decoy back up. I actually tucked the decoy in the weeds. I thought it might be the best place. All I need is that deer to get to the field. And I'm talking about what is now the big 9. I just need him to get to the field. That was my thought. If he can see the decoy, maybe he would come to me, and that's a giant fucking field. I don't know where he's coming in and out of and whatever, you know. So I get up in the tree, and I had does come out right away, and like a good 130s 8, bumping a bunch of does around, and they took off. And then I had some does come back and get right downwind to me and get dumb and blow and bust me. I'm like, fuck. Not good. But I have a theory on that. I don't think deer care.
I don't think so either.
Unless it's like all the time, every time, you know.
I think if they're in the field with them, it obviously, what's the word? Clears the field. That's not the word I was looking for. But I think if they're not in the field, or like if they're right at the edge approaching the field, but I think if they're, You hear deer do it all the time.
Yeah, it's not an abnormal noise.
I always try to like pump myself up. Like if a doe blows at me, that means a buck knows there's a doe over here.
Yeah, I think that too. I'm like, oh, this is gonna help.
Yeah.
Well, also when I shot that doe, I shot her like not real late, but not real early. You know, like getting right before that hour. And I had coyotes. This is the third time on this property I've had coyotes bust does out of where I was hunting, and they're got to be the same two dogs. I was waiting for them to start eating my dead one. They didn't see her. They were not downwind of her or whatever. But those coyotes came in after I shot that doe and spooked all the deer off. And all them deer were blowing at those coyotes. Like, I know this thing about it. I'm like, how often does this happen and we don't know about it?
Yeah.
Like
all the time.
All the time. It has to happen all the time. That's their life. So
on my hunt that I killed, I had 2 deer blow 200 yards south of me, and it wasn't my wind or where I walked in or anything. And I had 2 separate deer blow at me, or not at me, but
you heard them
for some reason, you know, and still ended up seeing a bunch of deer that night, you know, come from that direction and everything. So
yeah, just thinking, I think you're right. Unless they're in the field or like it's a daily thing of human pressure all the time, then maybe. But anyway, so I had some deer bust. I was kind of having like an Eric moment. You're like, fuck.
Yeah.
This decoy sucks.
Yeah.
I had a little buck come spook off of it, and I'm like, well, this sucks. And we're getting like the last 30 minutes of like legal shooting light-ish. And I'm sitting there, and I hear a grunt, but I can't tell where it came from. Like kind of we were talking with your Buckley. And I'm like,
drives you nuts.
Where was that at? So I kind of grunt back, and I heard it again, in and out. I'm like,
He's around here somewhere.
Can't tell where it's coming from, but it's like gotta be
close.
Off to my left, there's a patch of timber on the other side of the creek, and then there's like all these draws. So he's like either in a draw coming down or he's behind me. Well, I'm sitting there, and like the creek kind of like carves hard. It's got like steep banks on one side.
Well, it's got to be close too. I mean, for you to hear a grunt, they're not going to be that far away.
For
the most part.
The grunt ain't loud like you think, like coming out of a grunt tube loud.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's real soft and quiet.
Right. So Rachel just got home, so I can call her here in a minute. But I'm like, I'm hearing this grunt, and then a little bit of time goes by, and I hear splashing, and I'm like, I turn and look really fast. It's behind me, but it kind of bends, and there's some brush. But when you look through the binos, be amazed how much brush you can see through, you know? So I Leupold it up, and I can see the back of a deer coming aggressively across. And I'm like, okay. And I look back, and I see him come into the corner. Don't know what deer it is. Look over, see him hit the brake, look with my Leupolds, and boom, there's rack. And I'm like, oh shit, there he is, the big 9. So put the binos back in, and actually on this video, you can hear him go as soon as he saw the decoy. And he's probably 60, 70 yards to the edge of the field, or maybe a little more when he saw it. So,
and that's the first time you'd seen him on the hoof
this year.
That year,
yep. But it's kind of like prior history is like kind of held true to it, you know. I'm sure last year, if I had really put that effort in and did this same thing, probably a good chance I would have shot him last year into the same spot, you know. Like, I really do think he's a 6 or 7 year old deer. Now, if I'm wrong on that, he's 5. He ain't younger than 5. I'd bet money. I'm gonna actually have him aged.
I think he's 7 personally.
He could be, because we were finding those old pictures. I'm like, fuck, he looks 5 here.
Yeah,
right.
You know. Should I call Rachel now, you think?
Yeah, I would.
Okay. Was that weird? Call it in?
No.
Okay.
Unless she wasn't going to drive from PA for your podcast, so.
Yeah, what a bitch.
Kind of rude.
Just kidding.
That was very rude.
What an ass.
I think he's that far away.
Rachel.
Hey.
What up?
Yeah. Nothing, just got home from bar bingo.
How was that?
Good. I won the jackpot, but I had to split it with somebody.
Oh, what the hell?
Damn it. Well, we're podcasting here, so just to give you a little rundown, Eric, Doug, Lee, Austin, Cole, and Scotty are in here.
That's a full house. What's up, boys?
What's up?
What's up?
Hello, Biddy.
Do you have Mr. Andy there?
He is. He's mixing up some drinks.
My guy. Okay.
What a guy.
So I'm just to the story. I just want you to be able to fill in where you can, because you were in camp. So I'm just talking about where the big 9 got into the corner of the field and seized the decoy.
Oh, we're talking about the big 9. All right.
Yeah, we're getting there first. We're going to try and get them both done in one episode. So, first of all, Rachel was right. Rachel knows best, and I have to make a T-shirt with her face on it.
I love that so much, and I love that you got it on podcast recording.
Is this the first time your face is gonna be on a T-shirt?
Yeah, probably. I would assume so. No, you don't.
I have one. We will get you one also, Andy.
Okay.
All right, so
What we said, I think you have to wear it to the Ohio show or something. Well, I mean, we'll see when the episode comes out, but we don't really remember what the deal was.
I have the design already planned in my head.
Oh, okay.
You're gonna love it.
I'm sure I will.
Hopefully. All right, so Big 9 hits the field. I see him. I'm like, oh shit. Put my binos back in and hear him grunt. And I'm like kind of looking, and I'm like, okay, I think he's gonna come right down the field edge and hit this decoy, but he's upwind.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, hopefully, just like deals with that,
Ignores that,
which they never do. Just like ignore that you can't smell this mystery deer you've never seen. It's like the DSD is all just like, wow, really holding that posture, huh, bud? So he's coming down the field edge and he's balled up, and I'm like, here we go, baby. Well, he starts to skirt like out into the field, and I'm like, you son of a bitch. So he gets to a point, and I realize, I'm like, all right, he's past 30-ish, I think. Range him 33, 34, 35, and he's starting to he's quartering away and then starts quartering two, and it was money. So I do the kissy thing. I got the video in the background here. So I range him, adjust my sight. I got it all on 360 cam, which it turned out really nice.
Nice, Clark.
Draw back on him, do the old kissy thing, and he stopped. And it's weird. I actually flinch on my shot a little bit, but
I noticed that.
Pulled through, and he was slightly quartering. So the exit was behind the left shoulder, and the entry was top of the heart, which was so money. And watch him fall in the field,
smoke,
and just freaking out because this deer's an old mature deer. You know, I'm like,
it's a big deer.
Well, it's been a hell of a grind up to that point for you. You hunted a shitload, and it hunting specific deer at this point, and just lots of stand hours with very little. Very little movement, quite frankly.
I did see this deer opening day in standing corn at 30 yards. Obviously, I can't shoot in the standing corn. So that's a lie. I lied earlier. I didn't know I lied. I did see him opening day. Opening day this year was really great for weather.
Yeah.
But it was like, shit, I know he's in there. I can hear him walking around. I got one great glimpse, and it's like this giant tease, But yeah, that was the first opportunity I've had other than that, real opportunity at a deer I was hunting. But before that, when I say I've been hunting this season, I've been fucking hunting, dude. Like I've been putting, I've been after it. And I was getting to the point where I'm like, boys, I'm burnt to a crisp.
Yeah.
I'm fucking burnt. And this was just the cherry on top. And then so I called everybody. I called Rachel, and I knew Rachel was already tagged out. So Rachel's going to pick up Andy, and Rachel and Scotty were together in the truck going to pick up Andy. So I think Rachel knew right away by the time, I'm assuming. So
yeah, I knew when I saw the phone call, when I saw the phone ring, I knew you killed something because there was still, I don't know, 20 minutes or so of daylight left, and I think I answered the phone like, "Give me some good news." I knew something was up, but even then, I don't think you weren't 100% sure it was the big 9 because you're like, "I'm pretty sure it's a big 9. And if it's not him, it's just a really big deer, right?"
Yeah, well, I was certain, but it's like, man, then you do that thing, like, you kind of question it. That was cool. I called you, and it's cool you were with Scotty, and then I called Devin. Devin, same thing. But just starts yelling. But I watched him go down the field, which is like a really great feeling.
The best.
It eliminates that mystery, and it's like you have to drive up to him. And I filmed the recovery, and I was like, oh shit, like, oh, this is the deer. I thought, like he's bigger than I thought, which is a great surprise. He's here. I'll hold him up.
And your 2006 Brittany moment was the evening before.
Yeah,
correct?
I shaved the night before. So this deer is, I don't know how he looks in the camera. He's 160 and 6/8 as a 9-pointer.
Brittany moment.
Yeah, my
Wait a minute.
2006 Brittany Mo. But he's a hammer. He's just big
old frame.
Framey. Good mass.
Yeah, good mass. Real good buck. Yeah, I think he's 160, 6/8. Just a toad.
So big old frame.
So pumped about him. One of the, I don't know, it's like one of the big deer that I always thought about. It's like, man, what's that deer going to be?
Yeah.
I got fortunate enough that he lived through Illinois gun seasons and neighbors and pressure and
everything.
Honestly, I think it's like, I don't know, like I'm starting to kind of see, hunted this farm a little bit, had this lease a bit, and it's like starting to see not shooting certain deer or like kind of evading a certain area so you don't get put in temptation. Like I would have shot this deer 2 years ago, like, and didn't. And then like I probably would have shot him last year if I would have had like fish in the barrel moment, you know? And it's like, thankfully I had distractions and he got to be what I think is probably his potential.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Friggin' stud, man.
Yeah. And to have his sheds and one before, the other one's ugly because it's all nasty, but I'm going to have this, see if Old Barn can fix this shed and fix the chew marks and color this one to match because it's a little sun bleached. And I'm going to do like a brass rack hub next to the mount that Old Barn.
Hell yeah.
Sweet. So I think that'll be cool.
Awesome.
Yeah. So that was sick. That was on the 10th, I think. That was a Sunday night. So I come back, actually, I didn't hunt. What's that, Lee?
It was the 9th, wasn't it? There's a 4-day gap between them.
It was definitely a Sunday. I don't know what day it was.
Hold on. Let's look.
Sunday was the 10th, so you're right.
It was definitely a Sunday.
Okay. So it was the 10th?
By the way, that was so fun because I think Devin left that morning, right? So it's just a bummer. Like Devin had literally just landed back in Utah and we're like, come back and celebrate with us.
Yeah, he bailed on us early.
Scotty was there, right? We cooked dinner on the Blackstone. We made White Russians. It was just a really fun camp celebration.
Yeah, it was classic. Just classic camp. It was the best camp we've had so far.
Yeah.
So killed that deer. That was on a Sunday night. I didn't hunt Monday. The next day I hunted was that Thursday of the same week. So I just took some time off, hung with the family, hung with the kids, and hung out the studio. And the kids played with Rachel and Andy and wrestled everybody and did their thing. And then, so what is it? Thursday. God, I can't even remember. We did some running around. So I had so let me break this down and as generic but detailed as possible. If everybody following me, I had a deer that I knew from last year that I named that I really had he was my number one. This buck was my number two, the big 9. So number 2's off the list. So I had this one deer that he's like a big mainframe 10 with some cool just shapes. And I'm like, man, that deer would be cool. He's big. Let's try and figure him out. And his area kind of overlapped this deer's area. So I'm like knocking dudes out from underneath them to stay here, you nomad, because he's like one of those deer you get on picture all the time, everywhere, or just randomly, and you just don't know what he's doing.
It's one of those deer that's really hard to hunt. You can't try to figure those kind of deer out.
Mm-hmm.
On we talked about that a bunch on our drives. It's not one of those deer that you can be like, okay, he comes by here every third day, because there was really no pattern to him.
Yeah, you just park your ass.
Yeah, and that's what I told. I said you got to pick 1 or 2 stands for a wind direction, and that's got to be your stand. You just got to sit there every time you can, and vice versa.
That's what I was doing too.
Yeah, and
that's what took so long, guys. Sorry about
hunting
that.
Those deer. Honestly, you found out it's a freaking grind, and it sucks hunting that kind of deer, but. Yeah. That's the only way to do it, in my opinion.
It's the second deer I've hunted like that. The first deer was that one I ended up finding dead, and hopefully this doesn't end the same way, knock on wood. But it's like, what do you do? Right, just park your ass. But anyway, didn't hunt. The next sit I go in, I'm hoping to see that number 1 buck in there. Now, at the same time. All right, I'm getting ahead of myself.
You'd had some pretty recent pictures of that deer too.
I had one.
The day before you went in, right? Or was it that morning?
I got him to... What's that, Rachel?
Yeah, I think you had 2 pictures of that other deer. You didn't realize you had one. because it was Thursday, like late morning, and I was working at the studio, and you came and sat down. And you're like, I don't know what to do. I don't know where to go. And I was kind of like, I don't know, getting a stand. Like it's 11 a.m. on whatever day that Thursday was.
Thursday.
Like getting.
So what happened was on Blackgate, our account is set up different because we're on like the Blackgate team. And so they did something with the accounts. Well, there was somebody on Blackgate that it basically looked like our account was inactive the way our team account is set up. Even with Ryan, the owner, he like even had the same issue. So what happened was one of our cameras accidentally got shut off and turned back on. And so I got like an influx of like 50 photos, and my number one deer was on one of the photos, but like 2 or 3 days prior.
Right.
I had hunted that area before a week or so on an east wind. And so I was kind of aware of like what the sign was and whatever. So anyway, I'm like, well, I did a hang and bang for a spot to where I could hunt it on a north wind, and I left that set there. I left an Onyx platform in the tree. And I got it to where I could get in and access it easy, and I could hunt it on a north wind. It's like a timber. I'm in the timber, but kind of on the edge, like an internal fringe. It's kind of a neat setup. So I'm like, well, it's the northwest wind. It worked more west still at this point. Still kind of got some west in it from when I killed the first buck. So, but in the meantime, on the other side of my being down but optimistic at the same time, this story is already confusing. I can already tell. I'm sorry, everybody, but this is the perfect example of how my brain works when I'm hunting.
Yeah.
And ask anybody who fucking talks to me on the phone. This is how I am all season. And sorry. I had a picture of a deer in like fucking late July or something. I have a hard horn picture of a deer early September, the same deer with like junk all over. And then I checked a camera, a non-cell cam close to this area, and it's one of them cheap cell cams or non-cellular cams that doesn't keep the date and time right at all. So you got to be like, all right, it looks rainy in this photo. When's the last time it rained? Okay, where's the sun at in this photo? What time is it?
I always know when I check it, and then if I have cameras that I know that are that way, and then I can be like, okay, I was here at what it says is 2:30 in the morning. Okay, back figure what time was I actually there? Okay, it's 7 hours ahead.
So I checked this non-cell cam kind of up and north and out of the way, and there's this buck with the stickers, and they're like appear to be like rainy midday photos. I'm like, what the fuck? And he looks badass, and I kind of sent it to the boys. I'm like, what the fuck? What do you think this deer is? And Austin's like, dude, that deer's got junk all over. That deer might be 90s. And
Yeah,
I'm like,
I said that deer's 90s.
I'm like, 90s? I sent it to Bucky. Bucky's.
we were all over the place, all of us.
I thought 70s with
I
junk.
thought like 78.
The one picture I could just see like basically the whole right side was like cut off. So I just added up all the junk at the bases, and if he matched the other side, I'm like, there's no way that deer's not 90s.
I sent it to Bucky. Bucky fills out a virtual score sheet, texts it to me, and I'm like, what the fuck? So I call Bucky. I'm like, you're high. He goes, dude. He's talking.
Yeah. Dude.
No, Curt, break it down. And he like goes into it, and he's like, that he's got 30 inches of junk on him, man. He's got this big of main beams. His frame's got to be 65, 70. And you add that in, Curt, you're flirting with over 2. And I'm like, you're out of your mind. But also, yeah, it all makes sense, kind of,
Yeah. You're out of your mind, but wait.
Are you?
I like what you're saying.
I love what you're saying. Are you kissing my ass? So I'm like, and it's not far from where I left that setup, and I kind of made that setup to hunt that timber on a north wind. It's hard to explain, but it's like on the timber makes like a weird U shape type thing, and the overall shape of the timber. And when you look at it from a map, you'd be like, I'd want to be there. But every time I shed hunt, it's like this awkward hill in here, and then there's like ravines. It just seems like wind wouldn't be fun to hunt in there. Anyway, hang the stand. First night I sit, see a couple little bucks, nothing close. That day, so Thursday, the first time I hunt since I killed the big 9, I go down in there and I slip clean in from an edge. And as I'm walking the edge, I'm like, that scrape's fresh. That scrape wasn't there when I was here the other day, over a week ago. That scrape's fresh. That scrape's fresh. And I'm like,
that's a good feeling.
This is great. Like there's a new deer in here or deer in here now that weren't. So I get into the tree. Was somebody dying out there?
Just heard a really strange noise out in the room.
So I get in the tree and it's windy and it's not fun. And like my pull rope's blowing, just not a good time. So I get in there and I'm like, man, nothing heard me get in. I actually have all this on film. Nothing heard me get in. I'm like, I'm going to rattle and just see what we can make happen. And all that signs in there. So I, smack those car sheds that he made for me, smack them together, look down. I see a doe come out of the bottom. There's my number one buck right behind her. And I'm like, oh, fuck.
You hadn't been in the stand that long. This was early.
Like minutes. Like it's 1 o'clock.
Yep.
And I'm like, oh, shit. And he's 60 yards working downwind, but he's with a doe, not paying attention. I'm like pulling the snort wheeze, Scotty. I'm doing the... And he, right when I grunted or snort wheezed, because I did both.
Snort and wheezed.
He just, boom, head snapped. Like, what? And I'm like, oh, that's good. But he ain't going to leave his doe. Doe takes off. He takes off with her. And I'm like, maybe he'll come back.
You never know. Like, this time of year.
Yeah, trying to get his and come back and see who wants to fight or something.
Well, especially at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. That's such a good feeling to see him that early on his feet. It's like, man, we're in for a good sit now.
Yeah, and honestly, just the hot doe was in there, I think.
Yeah.
And I just had that spot and he was there. So I'm like, oh, fuck. And he was 60 yards. I'm doing the whole thing. I'm like, man, could I have shot him?
Oh, yeah.
I'm doing that whole thing, which would not have been the right move.
Yeah, no.
No.
Rushed
but you always think about it.
That's always in your back of your head though. After the deer moves off,
I could have maybe fit it in there.
Yeah, could I have made that happen?
Like my trajectory of my arrow. I
The answer,
could have cleared that. Yeah.
The answer is no, bitch.
Yeah, exactly.
It's always no. So I'm sitting there, and it has to be 2:30 ish. I'm kind of spacing out a little bit, and kind of like, is he gonna come back? Whatever. I look up in the same spot where he stopped and looked. There he is again, rolling back alone this time. But he slips up into this like autumn olive shit and heads downwind. And I can kind of see him moving in and out downwind. I'm like, well, I'm assuming he's alert enough now. He can smell me if my wind's making it to him, because the wind was kind of hitting the hill and going up, and it was weird in there. So I'm like, all right, well, still got time. It's only 2:30. And so I throw a couple like light grunts, a snort wheeze, because I didn't want him to like overly hear me from a distance when he's already downwind. But maybe if he thought he heard it, he might try and like loop, or I don't know. I was just being optimistic, just as we do. And nothing, of course. And I hear some walking. It's very windy. And I look over, since I'm on a hill, the bottom is like below me. And I look and I see a deer walking, and he's 50 yards maybe. And I put my binos up, and I can see the left side. And all I can see is kickers and stickers off the side. And I went, oh, fuck, that's that deer.
Kickers and stickers.
The mystery buck.
The mystery buck. So I put my binos back in the harness.
Tuck him back in real fast.
And I'm like, where is he? Like he didn't go out to the field edge, but he's in that bottom. And it's like, it's just wicker basket layered times 20 all the way down to like where he is.
Yep.
You know, like if he moved, I could probably see his body.
Yeah, maybe.
But since he was stopped, it's like, where's his ear flicking or whatever. So I like grunt. I don't even think he can hear it because it's so windy. So I'm grunting a little bit, and I kind of lose track. But then I'm also still looking for number one, and I'm like, where the fuck is he? I don't know. Because in the video, you can see me like trying to process shit. And then I'm like, you know what? We're going to try to rattle. Fuck it. I just grabbed him off the hook. You do it all careful. And I'm rattling. And I look down. Here he comes up the hill. And I'm like, oh, shit. And I'm trying to get my rattling antlers back on the hook and get them on the pack set clean.
So they don't clank together. And
you can't clank together.
Yeah.
And this deer is going downwind the same way number one did, but he's splitting the distance. So he's closer. He's a lot closer. And I'm like, oh, fuck. Then the wind's strong. I thank God the wind was strong. He would have for sure smelled me and been out of there if it wasn't. And I kind of sit there and actually here. So I can narrate it while we watch.
Narration.
You were keeping the group kind of informed on this too, because you let us know that you saw your first buck, and then we just got a text that said you called this deer Junior. You said Junior's here.
Yeah.
And we're like, holy shit, he's got both of his shooters here in one spot. So I'm like in the box blind just the whole evening, just waiting, watching my phone, like he's going to stick one of these things.
Yeah. So I think this is the right.
I think it was that night in my mind when he said he had both of them right there. I was like, it's inevitable. He's killing one.
Yeah, he's right in.
And I
waiting-
said stick one.
I was waiting for it too, on my watch to come through, and every time I'd look at my watch, I'd do this again, and then it'd vibrate. And look, oh shit, I gotta move it again.
Yeah.
So the whole night I'm just doing this, trying to see if he'd shot at one or not.
Oh, so here, I'm on the phone here. Hold on. So, we'll just let that play for a second. Hold on. So I'm just
hanging out,
just sitting there. I didn't know my camera was recording the whole time. I thought I'd already shut it off. Thank God. I was hitting the button, so when it was already recording, I hit the button before it comes in. I'm so glad I didn't shut it off. But you can see I'm just like doing my thing, checking the wind.
Which way is wind blowing? Right to left here on your shoulders, or left to right?
Left to right.
Yeah, blowing right to left. It looked like.
So.
Is this you trying to see him?
God, those cameras are so cool.
Yeah, they're badass.
So yeah, I see this deer, a rattle, and here he comes.
You rattle already?
No, here, I'll show you. Hold on. It's going to suck for you guys that are listening because Jordan's not going to want to put this on the podcast. He's going to do it in his own video. But that's me letting you guys know.
Yeah.
So this deer was down in here in this bottom shit.
In there somewhere.
Yeah. So anyway, let's see where we're at here.
Damn, that camera's awesome.
Isn't that dope?
So here I get my rattling antlers off. Oh God.
That was me, not him.
Eric jump scares us. Yeah, they're made out of pure metal.
They sound better.
Rachel, you still there?
Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
She fell asleep.
No, I put ourselves on mute so you couldn't hear the chaos of our household.
No, that's all right. Just to make sure we didn't drop you.
I kind of forgot you was here, to be honest with you.
Yeah, sorry guys, just listen to us talk. So where are we at here?
So you must be able to see him at this point.
Yeah.
It looks like you can the way you're looking over there.
Yeah. I think so.
Oh yeah, get the release out of the way, get the antlers up.
Yeah, so I'm grabbing the antlers now. I honestly was like, well, if it works, it works. If not, he's going to get scared and maybe the other buck will come in.
Yeah.
You just give him a little tickle.
A little tickly tack.
Mm-hmm. Clicky clank.
There we go. So you probably see him.
You gotta see him move in. Move through there somewhere, right?
In here. There
Right there he is. Yep. He's running.
Oh shit.
Oh, he's right there.
Oh shit.
He is right there. Hey.
Yeah, you didn't have a lot of time to get ready though.
No.
See, I almost shut the camera off right there. So here he comes. He's coming on the other side of the tree, and I'm like, "Fuck, he's gonna win me." And I'm like, I'm hoping he's gonna walk like right here, you know?
Where's he at? Oh,
Right
there
there
he
he
is.
is.
There he is.
Check the dial, clip on.
Draw.
So this deer's 17 yards, and he stops, and I have like this thin tree in the way, and I'm like, "Fuck." And I honestly was like, all right, I need to. It's so close, and when he takes a few steps here, I was like, I gotta aim like it's not there. And that's what I did. I aimed like it wasn't
from
there.
the camera angle, you look like you're shooting through some shit.
I ended up shooting over this technically. So I stop him. He stops.
Oh, so beautiful.
That was you could hear the pop.
Yep. I knew right away. And he runs out into the open fucking field, if you can believe that.
I'd have been screaming, dude.
I would have drop kicked my bow.
So I'm watching. God, it was intense. And I'm freaking. I just watch him go down. Dude.
It took 10 seconds to pull that phone on after you pulled that trigger.
I talked to 3 people. Rachel before I left, Lee on the way there, and you before I pulled in the gate. And I talked to Cole like 2 hours before, an hour before.
I just had this random thought. I'm like, man, I haven't talked to Curt in a while. Let's just hit him up. And man, what are the odds that it happened that day, right?
Yeah. And Austin, oh my fucking God. I cried like a baby.
That's
Dude,
all right.
I would too.
I'm not too proud.
Here we are.
That's
baby.
all right.
Dude, that's
a
awesome.
200-inch deer.
I did the same
Yeah.
thing.
Oh yeah. It's funny. All right, we hold on. So yeah, it was to watch him. I'll be honest, I felt good in my shot, but I'm like, man, I'm kind of threading the needle. And then when it went through, it felt good. And when I heard that diaphragm pop, I was like, oh my God, I smoked it.
Yeah. Let the air out
I
of
knew
him.
I smoked him. And it was like,
you're done.
It's funny watch. See, I thought I turned the camera off. I didn't. But I'm glad it didn't because it's got me calling everybody, you know? Like, I don't know why I would shut it off and not record this. But it pretty much, I don't know how to explain it. But when you watch yourself react, because most times you're not filming yourself and the deer in one camera angle like this camera does.
It's so badass about this camera.
It's the best. But it's funny because my brain, from the adrenaline of shooting the deer to watching them die, I felt like I sat there and processed that moment for minutes before I pulled my phone out and called you, Austin. Like, to me, it felt like time had gone by.
Them tines hadn't even hit the dirt yet.
No.
When we watched the kill shot that night when I came over, it was like, what, 41 seconds from the time you shot, watched him run away till you were calling Austin?
Yeah, and to me, it seems like time processed because your brain in that moment, I think, is like, it's not perceiving real time. It's slowing it down because you're in an adrenaline focus moment.
I think when you get in those adrenaline moments, whether it's a fight or a car wreck or an encounter with a deer like this, time slows down and you remember that moment a lot.
Well, that's like
it stretches
on
out
my
more.
buck when I was drawed back for a minute, it seemed like 6 minutes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
In reality, you're like, man, it wasn't that long.
It wasn't that long, but it seemed like forever.
And it's funny because we were all in here watching. When I got home that night, we had like a party. Everyone's like, geez, you pulled that phone out like right away. I'm like, it did not feel that way, like honest. You know, here's hold on. I think this is me calling Rachel.
Don't show this.
Damn it. Yeah, it's me calling Rachel. Here you go, Rachel.
Oh gosh, I think I'm crying too.
I just killed a 200-inch deer. Oh my God, Curt! Oh my God! Are you kidding me? Down in the field. Oh my God!
There's Lee calling me back. What a pussy.
I was hunting and I had my phone on airplane mode and I just turned it off airplane mode and I get a text that says call me and I'm like,
Who goes on airplane mode when the boys are hunting?
Me, because I'm saving my battery because I use it to film.
So Rachel got the call too.
Need a phone charger.
Then
Well, same thing though. Is like you just have like 241 or something. You just said junior, and I'm like, wait, you saw him or you shot him or? And I didn't want to text you back because like I didn't want to distract you. So I'm like waiting, and I think it was like 7 minutes later, which seemed like an eternity. Then you called me and said you shot him, but like that 7 minutes was like torture. Like, did you see him? Did you
How
shoot?
confusing.
Did he run away? Is he hopscotching by, or what's going on here?
It's in the moment.
When you called me, I was literally. You should turn like if you have the studio cameras on, you should see. But I'm like running circles around the studio because I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
I don't do it
Should
with
I
my
head your
hands.
way? I don't know.
do it with my hands.
Yeah, I'm happy. I got to go to a meeting. Idiot. It hung up on me. That's what happened.
I did. I'm like, okay, this is great. I have a meeting in 2 minutes.
It was awesome. So, shot him, called everybody, called Lee, called the group. So we have like our group chat is fucking awesome. So called the group chat, and then I think this is.
It's one of them things
God,
like
what a
we were
great
all
time
in
of
the
year for
stand
the
too,
group
and
chat.
we all answered because it's like
Oh, you got to answer.
when a
If
homie's
someone's
calling at that
something's up.
time in the afternoon, you're like, you know, he killed something, you know.
Something's awry.
And most times we don't talk. We're just kind of like,
Yeah.
Every single one didn't say a word. We were just fist bumping and
Just silent rock on.
Yes.
The whole time.
any deer's gonna see me anyway, so I should just talk because I'm sitting there doing this all the time. You know?
Doesn't really matter, does it?
Yeah, just silent rock ons the whole time.
I didn't see a deer after that call the rest of the night. I
think
should have
I
just
don't think I
got
did
down
either.
after I got the call that he shot one and came over right away. But
So I got. Well, I'm thankful that I really, recorded the.
I'm just trying to savor this flavor. I don't know how to do this.
I knew that at the time. I 100% knew this was the biggest deer I've ever shot.
Yep.
And you got to think, this is the next sit after shooting the 9-pointer.
Yeah, back to back.
I hadn't hunted
know that.
at all in between. So I was feeling like a real fucking cool guy there for a little bit.
You were, yeah.
for sure.
I'm a pretty fucking big deal.
Look at the table.
Legend in my own mind, you know, but
dude, that's a season.
I just
for real.
Yeah.
I put my bow down. I just recorded me. I don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about. And this, I'm just talking shit. Not really talking shit, but I'm just like blabbing, which I think there could be something useful out of it. I don't know. Maybe not for anybody else, but me, if anything, it's a good home video, you know?
Oh, for sure.
You're going to watch this 500 times in your life.
Clyde will be watching it.
Yeah, you know, to me, this could be the next era Geyer buck for me and Clyde.
Yeah.
Like the original Geyer buck was for my dad and I, you know? We celebrated that deer so much. I still do so strongly, the Geyer buck. And 20 years ago, from the 17th of November, my dad shot the Geyer buck with a bow in central Illinois. And here we are chasing that size of the Geyer buck. I mean, the Geyer buck has a stature that's unmatched. You know, every year trying to beat that 191 number. It was 191 and 183 net, which is insane as a mainframe 8-pointer. You just don't see that. But, yeah, I don't know. I just was trying to like savor this flavor. It's like I'm getting ready to walk up on a deer. I know that is dead. I don't have to like track with caution. Like, did he go down? Did he not? So I think that made it a little sweeter that I was able to kind of like reflect while
you're
recovering.
Not only are you walking up on this deer that you know is dead, but you're walking up on what you know is the biggest deer you've shot.
Yeah, what I know by a significant amount. Now, I thought this deer would probably be the first distant trail cam picture we have of him in velvet. We're all guessing 70s and change. I thought at this deer he could be 80s, but I'm hearing Bucky being like, bro, you know. So I just kind of
bro.
I just kind of sat here.
Dude.
No, dude.
Dude.
You drive down to your property and you spend money on gas. And you do all this stuff and it just crazy. It's like not necessarily that the size of the deer matters, but it's like the caliber of the deer. You do care about the antlers, you care about everything. And it's just you set personal goals. I think that's what pushes me anyway. If I try and
I just did a little vlogging.
Yeah.
Yeah,
A little
for sure.
vloggy
That's
vlog.
actually really good vlogging.
It all helps.
Thanks, Doug.
The more you,
I would be terrible at that.
being Josh's friend, the one thing I've learned is if you're gonna film stuff for any reason, the more you can film, the better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's better to have stuff to use than not at all.
14th, my dad
Right.
shot that deer at the bow on the 17th.
Also, there's some people that are very mad that you did not spike your bow.
Oh yeah. I gotta clarify that. Remind me to clarify.
All these years, he's like, if I ever kill 200, I'm spiking my bow out of the tree.
Technically, I didn't know it was a 200.
Right.
So,
Well, let me clarify. So I didn't know this deer was 200, first of all. But also my bow is not my bow. I gave it to Stuart when we were in South Africa after I killed my kudu. I gifted it to him as a tip, and I said, I want you to have this bow because he's got an elk hunt coming up, and he's like, I got to go get a bow and all this. I'm like, dude, you've helped me out. I want to give you this bow, but I need you to let me use it through the rest of the season. And then it's yours.
it's got some good juju on it now.
Yeah, he's like, that's a deal, man. So I'm like, okay. So first of all, I wasn't for sure he was 200. And second of all, I'm technically, it's not my bow forever. It's my bow, but I'm going to give it up. So walked up on this deer and just full blown kind of shit myself a little bit. Like get up to it and he's all just
Shit everywhere.
Josh Sparks, everybody.
Oh, here, I FaceTimed Josh. I don't know what I got here. Is that the one I just clicked on?
I think you got to walk up when I showed up there, too.
Yeah, I might already have that in the queue here. I wanted to just like watch it back while we were talking, but
So as soon as you shot that deer, we both knew he was huge. So I'm like, it was what, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, 2:30. I'm like, yep, I'm getting down. I'm coming your way.
I'm on my way.
yeah, legitimately. Like I called the landowner, and I'm like, you know, typically it's just me and me only, of course. And Austin's helped me recover a few deer in there, and it's called, hey, do you care if the same guy who came out last time when I shot Floppy, do you mind if he comes out? He's like, yep, that's fine. Just do your thing, get him out of there. And, you know, he knows the drill, I'm sure. And I'm like, yep, respect, all respect. So shout out to the landowner. But I've hunted this property a long time. I had this lease for a while and had it with my dad. And then, I kept it when my dad passed, talked to the guy, and we were able to keep it and whatever. But besides the fact. So I got permission to bring Austin in there, which thank God, because I can get a lot of deer in the back of my truck by myself, and I don't know if I would have gotten him.
He was a toad, dude.
So... So I filmed the walk up and everything.
It's so weird because it looks like you're looking at the camera.
Yeah, it looks like you're not even looking at the deer.
Looking at the deer.
Yeah.
Smoked.
These cameras are wild.
They're so fun,
They're so
dude.
cool.
Awesome.
I think I drag him around here. But it's like walking up on him, man. He just had like all sorts of stuff going on.
My gosh.
So what is he? He's a mainframe 9 technically, and he's got 25 scoreable points. He's 161 inch and some chain. Actually, I'll tell you exactly. He's 161 and 5/8 mainframe with 42 inches and 0.8 of abnormals, which puts him at 203 and 5/8 gross. Bucky and I measured them together over FaceTime, which is actually really awesome.
Yeah.
I greened them with just in the back of the pickup truck at like 202 and 6/8. So he's just 203 and 5/8 once I put the cable to his beams. And he nets 191 and 4/8 Boone and Crockett.
Dude, the amount of trash just at his bases is just wild.
insane.
And it's funny. It's like he's a 161-inch frame, but with all the junk I've only had 2 people question me on the score. Trust me, I don't fucking believe it either.
We've talked about that it doesn't look it.
It doesn't look it.
It doesn't look it.
But when you look, it looks it.
Yeah,
Right.
when you look at a trail
When you
camera
pay attention
picture
to
and you start
details.
adding everything up, it's like the numbers make sense. I mean, that 203, 204 area doesn't surprise
We
me.
need a bottle kill bottle in here right now.
Yes, we do.
So we can do that.
My favorite.
Go ahead,
I
Rachel.
did the math like 3 times because, when you brought him home or brought him to the studio, like in the back of the truck that night and rough scored him. And we had the kill bottle out. We're all celebrating, and you kind of made everyone guess the score, and then like said what it was.
Well, here for the record, Rachel, we all had a party. Like I was fortunate enough. First of all, I got to thank my friends.
Yeah.
First of all, to kill a buck like this, and then to come back to the studio and have like, I don't know, it felt like 40 fucking people here.
There was a bunch
I
of people
pulled in
here.
and I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
'Cause I drove from my hunt, and it's like 3 hours over here, so I didn't get here till like 10 o'clock or 9.
I was already halfway here at one of my properties, so I'm like, well, shit.
And I fucking
We're
pulled
partying
in,
tonight.
and I'm like, Jesus, there's a lot of pickups here. And I pull in, and the studio is fucking shoulder to shoulder in here watching the kill shot. And I was like, holy shit.
We weren't allowed to score it till Lee got there, so everyone's been
sorry,
drinking
guys.
3 hours. 3 hours of drinking, waiting for Lee to get there.
Yeah, goddamn it, Lee.
So now I'm thinking, all right, well, everyone's kind of like drunk doing the scoring. Like I did the math like 3 times just to make, because again, I don't want you to be like celebrating 200 and then wake up tomorrow and like do the math again and be like, oh wait, we were drunk and we can't add.
Hey, I was sober, Rachel.
You were 190, But I did the math like 3 times. I was like, holy shit.
Well, so Lee wrote the numbers down, and then Andy and I were taping them and shadowing off, and then so we all guessed. Everybody was like high 80, 188,
High 80s to low 90s.
180. Todd said 193.
I was 98.
You had 198.
Andy was 92. I was 93.
I think I said 88.
Yeah.
I couldn't really
I think I was
guess
in the
because
80s
it's my
as
own
well.
deer, and I have my own deer block, because it's like you have this optimistic like hope, which is silly, but you do.
Yeah.
Just like the way I look at my own wiener, like I'll tell you it's way bigger than it actually is.
Always.
Hell yeah. Always.
Every time.
60% of the time, it's bigger than it is every time.
Yeah. Never believe me when I talk about my wiener. But deer are different.
Noted.
Let everybody know.
Yeah. I ain't got nothing to hide. So, yeah, we did that. Todd said 193. The only two people that believed in me.
Yeah, fuck off. That believed in you.
Everybody believed in me. Bucky called it before, and Ross didn't say it, but Ross was like, I think you're going to shit when you add all them up. And then Ross left. It's like, you just mic drop us?
Yeah. I think I know what he is. I'm leaving.
But so what happened was, I wish we were recording on this part, but we weren't. I fucking wish so bad. That's the one thing I really
when I totaled him up.
So you totaled him up, and you wouldn't let me see, and you and Andy totaled it up and like looked, and we had like a fucking bro moment out back. All the neighbors of the studio are like, what the fuck are these guys? These bags back there hugging.
Bunch of gays.
Yes.
Bunch of gays out here.
All these gays back there been hugging and
over a dead deer
around a tailgate.
Yeah, I don't remember what I said.
Was this a Luke Bryan concert? What the fuck?
I don't remember exactly what I said, but I walked up to you and I was just like, I think I said welcome to the club or something, gay like that.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. So he went, we greened him in the back of the truck at 202 and 6. Yeah,
yep.
Is what we did. Which I honestly did the math again. Like Rachel said, I did the math later too, because it doesn't feel like it. Like he doesn't have like that 180 frame with just some junk. He's just all junk with the 160s frame. Yep. But hey, whatever gets him there.
Oh, hell yeah.
He's there.
Yeah, 20% of his score is abnormal.
Wicked cool buck, man.
Yeah, I can't believe it. I'm on a high like you wouldn't believe. But, more importantly, to be able to do it efficiently between two sits and then to be able to do it while we had the camp and had all the people there was the best. Like, that was the best, one of the best nights of my life.
Yeah.
Legitimately one of them. Obviously, besides the obvious shit I'm supposed to say, like my kid's being born. But, like,
well, of course.
I'm kidding. That was a joke. Thank you.
They'll fucking get it.
Thank you. Yeah. Thanks.
Someday.
Yeah.
They'll understand.
But, I don't know. It was fucking insane, dude. We drank a lot of whiskey, a lot of Kill Bottle whiskey. Rachel, how much Kill Bottle whiskey did we drink?
Too much.
I have a video of Rachel cashing the bottom of a bottle.
Yeah.
I woke up that next morning and I woke up to that snap and I'm like,
oh boy.
I almost puked.
And then we drank that rot gut shit that you found in a barn from 50 years ago.
Yeah, that happened.
Yeah, that tastes like a little basement.
I was hammered and remember that.
That was horrible. It tasted like old copper and old tin and grandma's couch.
I was taking
think it was that bad.
drinks of Busch Light and like misting it out of my mouth to try and get the mildew old basement taste out of there.
It was horrible.
Tasted like
quit shooting big deer, people.
It was like sticky the next day. We're like, why is the floor sticky? Like,
the whole studio is a mess.
Scotty.
Oh, dude. Scotty's breakdown of the bourbon was the best part of the whole snap.
I'll tell you this. Imagine if you haven't killed a 200 yet to this point, like I hadn't, and then you killed one, and then all your friends were at a spot where you had good, loud music, and you had your own brand of whiskey that dropped the same week. All right, imagine how drunk you would be. That's exactly how drunk we were. I think my hangover ended Tuesday of this week. And I'm talking like was it a week ago I killed that deer today?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's been a week.
Yep.
So I think Thursday night to Tuesday is how long my hangover lasted.
Getting old.
Well,
Getting old, man.
Sad.
I drank a couple bottles of Hydrate that night, so mine wasn't that bad.
Yeah, I
can't believe that.
I'm sure I did. I just don't remember it.
How much whiskey you slammed there at that last snap. I'm like, oh, she is not going to feel good in the morning.
Yeah. No, it wasn't great. Andy showed up with some Casey's pizza and saved the day.
Andy did help. Yeah, for sure.
What a guy.
Bless his heart.
Bless him.
Yeah.
Scotty and I just laid down on the couch, not together, separate couches. just zonked, dude. It was bad, but honestly, yeah, one of the best nights in my bow hunting, best week for sure in my bow hunting career, with the exception of like some shining moments, but like,
dude, you killed a 200-inch non-typical and a 160-inch 9-pointer,
yeah,
just clean and framey,
them.
like the best of both worlds in 1 week. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, it's yeah, I don't know how
impressive.
As far as inches are concerned, and like shooting 2 deer in 4 days and watching them go down is like, fuck, the best. That's all you can ask for, and I'm forever grateful. I can't believe it, dude.
You'll never beat it.
No, I
That
won't.
situation.
You're at the top of your game right now, buddy.
Hate to tell you that, but
enjoy
you're in your
last,
prime.
bitch.
You're in your prime. Hey, enjoy that 200-inch Kurtz, bitch.
I'm not gay though, like you, so.
That was a good rebuttal.
That was pretty good.
That's great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Simple yet effective.
Straight to the point.
It's all that bad karma from all the souls
Stop.
and virginities you stole during the cult times.
Okay, I should have shut up.
That's really the main problem, you know. It's not the 200.
Hey, you should never open your
Yep,
mouth.
I fucked up. Here we
You
are.
done fucked up again.
It's not the 200-inch deer. It's the butts you've touched.
Doug doesn't count, does it?
No, he's an adult.
God damn it.
He's on fire. He's on fire.
Look at Frank the Tank over here. Frank the Tank.
Stop me! Someone stop me! No, you know what? It's it just is what it is, man. I understand that it's like to have the goal. I'm killing a 200-inch next year is silly because I bow hunted for 24 something years, and that's probably the first one and only one that I'm aware of that I've seen. You know what I mean? And to be able to like, hadn't seen that deer before. Very limited trail photos in history. I have one picture of a deer the year before in like fucking June. That has, and he's still bulbed out, but his bases are all kickery and stickery. And it's like, well,
I think it's him.
Gotta be him, you know? And it looks like he's at 8 at that, on that.
Yeah, but it's like, I mean, his 2s were only like 2 inches long. Like he could have thrown a 4 and you'd have
Never
thrown
known.
4s and you wouldn't have known without having more pictures of him.
Right.
But it just goes to show you, it's like, you know, it's not like I had a cell cam in there telling me both those deer are in there right now, go in there. But if you have a good spot and a good wind, and I walking in saw that sign, it's like sometimes just you know where there's going to be deer, or you have prior photos of a deer, and it's November the 14th, and you set a stand for a north wind, and it's high
never know what
pressure,
could
and
happen.
everything adds up. Sometimes you just go in there and you shoot one, and that's pretty much what happened, you know. Yeah, but also like a fuck ton of hours and
fuck ton,
you know,
dude.
life turmoil and sacrifice, world domination, you know, all that shit also came in with this.
I got a question.
Yes.
Knowing how big he is now, if him and
the other
buck came in at the same time, which one would you have shot, knowing that this deer was 200 inches? If they were side by side.
I'll tell you this because I thought of it, then I can feel confidence in this answer. 100% confidence in this answer. I would have shot him knowing the potential that he could be. I already kind of knew that, you know, knowing the potential, because what it does is remove me out of the game of hunting that other deer. And what is that other deer going to do? That's my thought.
Yeah.
Andy actually called it. He goes, I have a feeling you're going to kill that other deer, and your number one's going to live, and we'll just see what he does. I'm very excited for that, but I would still stick to that decision, especially, I mean, now knowing for sure, but I think even before, I mean, it's the thing I weighed out. It's like, man, it'd be cool to see that deer for the other deer.
Yeah.
You know? So I'm confident and firm with that answer. So
we need a round of whiskey in here. Round of bourbon.
Do we? Do we really?
We haven't taken one for our bucks yet.
Nope, we do. For sure. We didn't do it.
Cole, you want to go underneath the bar, or Scotty? There's a box of bottles in it.
Copy.
Underneath the bar.
Underneath the bar.
Under the back.
Under the back.
Bottles.
Gosh, he's fun to look at, man.
Yeah, he's crazy.
My favorite part.
Congratulations again.
Thanks, dude.
These weird kickers he's got coming off the back side. He's got kickers hiding underneath of kickers. It's crazy.
Yeah, right off. Like, it's like hitting his, well, I don't know if that'd be a scalp, but the top of his head.
It was like buried in the hair. You couldn't even hardly see that.
Couldn't even
one.
hardly see either
It's
of them.
funny because, like, we have a video of, Austin took a video of me just, like, spinning them around, and I feel like, that's an inch. I know what an inch feels like. And then it's funny because it's like, then we caped him out. I'm like, oh, fuck. Or really, when we get him back to the truck and I'm tilted, we were, like, feeling around and parting the hair, like, shit, it's longer, you know?
There's a kicker here. Wait, there's a kicker underneath the
There's
kicker.
another one.
Yeah, what did he have? 16 extras? 16 extras? Yeah, mainframe 9, 25 total.
Yeah.
That's a lot of junk.
That is a lot of junk.
16. But like, listen, this is like, all right, let's give a little rundown. He's 24 beams, 161 as a frame, but all right, we'll go to his abnormals. Right antler, inch and 6, inch and 3, 2 and 2, 1 and 4, 1 and 0, 4 and 5. Left antler, 2 and 4, 1 and 0, 3 and 4, 3 and 1, 2 and 0, 5 and 3, 3 and 5, 4 and 1, 3 and 0, 1 and 2.
Yeah, it's not like they're like overly long. Like there's no 8-inch extras or 10-inch extras, but there's a shitload of them.
Yeah.
There is.
Yeah. Super cool. I can still feel my hangover.
I think that's what was so deceiving about the pictures is like this point that was like almost 4 inches. I would have said was like 2.
You can't
from the
get
trail camera
any
pictures.
fucking good angle of that deer.
No.
Looking at trail camera pictures, I was guessing like 25 inches.
Yeah.
And then when I seen him on the ground, I'm like, it's probably 30. And then ended up being more like 40.
And I had shout out to Josh Sparks. Josh came the next day and took pictures of them. We have great pictures, but it's like one of those things where I love the pictures, but the pictures still, even with Josh taking photos, you can't tell what he is. There's one photo that I love that that's the ground I hunt right there. If you guys are looking at my
Oh wow,
some redwoods in it.
Yeah,
like 5 straps to get.
Looks a lot like
what kind of
Oregon.
straps you using?
Log chains,
60-foot log chains.
It's so stupid. I say that every time. There's like one generic Apple screensaver. It was like a vineyard. I'm like, that's my spot. I'll show you here.
A vineyard.
I bet you a vineyard would be pretty sick to hunt in, actually.
Apple orchard.
Position A, if you ask me.
All right, we're about ready to drink some whiskey here. Some Keel bottle whiskey.
Do you know at all how long this broke off point was by any of the photos?
It's I'll show you. It's not as long as you would think. So this is one of the first. This is the first hardhorn photo I got.
Yeah, so you're only missing a half inch, maybe.
Yeah. He didn't break off a bunch, but like looking at that, we're all like, ew. This is the photo that everybody judged him off of.
I was like, ooh, baby.
That's a great one.
That was a good one.
Ooh, daddy. These velvet ones are sick. I didn't know I had these velvet ones, honestly. But you see these velvet pictures, and I go, I could see 200.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Velvet always makes them look way bigger.
Like there, it's like you can see the pronounced points.
Yeah.
Like it kind of like outlines them a little bit. There he is laying. But what photo was I going to show? The one photo I really like from Josh. I love this one with the kids.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was awesome.
But the one I think that shows him off is the one I posted. Just so you can see some of his base points. But even then, you still can't.
Yeah, you're missing about 3 of them there.
Yeah, like 3 or 4 of them you can't see.
And some of them kind of blend in, too.
But haven't had anybody really be like, that ain't what it is.
One guy,
and then I had
202 my ass, I think was the exact terminology.
I was like, well,
my nuts, is that what it was?
Yeah, you're right. It's 2 or
Because
3.
Curt said the thumbs up, and I said LOL.
Yeah. But
Idiot.
I don't know. Sometimes you get people who comment with confidence that don't know what deer look like. Okay. Kill bottle whiskey.
Here we go.
Oh my
It'd be a little easier if I hadn't just drank a whole bottle of it.
Did you burn yourself out on your own whiskey? Is it like the one that you can't drink anymore now?
No, I just drank so much.
Congrats, boys.
Thanks, buddy.
Cheers, brothers.
It's strong.
Take it easy, Doug.
Dougie and I aren't far behind.
Puts hair on your nuts.
Cool. Have you had any yet?
Gabagoo.
I have not. This will be my first taste of it.
Gabagoo.
Rachel, did Kill Bottle Whiskey put hair on your balls?
Bit of that gabagoo.
It didn't put hair anywhere for me, don't worry.
You better be drinking with us, Rachel.
$4 between the 3 of us in 7 days.
Got a bottle.
Rachel drank enough to keep her fair share.
That's one of my favorites I've ever had.
It's
to be
really
honest with you.
smooth.
The whiskey?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good.
It's a little sweeter, which I like.
Yeah, me too. I don't like the bitter, hardcore bourbon flavor.
We got to make an old fashioned with that.
Yeah, we haven't done a Kill Bottle Old Fashioned yet. Kill Bottle and Cokes. That sounds, it's got a nice ring to
Root
it.
beer.
Kill beers.
Kill beers? What the hell?
Full of them tonight, boys.
God damn, you're on one. Hey, you're not falling asleep tonight, are you?
Fuck no. What else do you want me to say?
All right, brother.
Hell yeah.
Wait, what? I spaced out for a second. Scotty, you want to tell a story? I'll go right to sleep.
Scotty story puts me
Scotty
right out.
And fucking.
So there I was.
I was out there and fucking.
I was just fucking,
fucking around.
Wow.
I can't wait to see that.
Riveting.
That might be the best video
on film
podcast.
too. I was going to stare at Sky the whole time.
How bad was it, Rachel?
It was bad because the next day you're like, I don't even remember your buck story, Rachel. And I was like, yeah, that's because Scotty took so long to tell his that you fell asleep.
Now you can't give Doug shit for falling asleep on a podcast.
I didn't actually fall asleep, but I was fighting for my life.
Your head was like resting against the mic.
I was like,
oh my
roll the
god.
video.
Caught in 4K.
Makes you feel anywhere, Rachel. I don't remember any of it.
It fucking.
Oh my god.
Oops.
It's funny because that hasn't aired yet at the time of recording this, so that's real.
It'll be even better.
Well, it also doesn't help that like every night before that, at like 2, 3 in the morning in the bunk room, Kurt's like, I wonder what this buck's doing. Where's this buck? Where should I go? Where should I hunt tomorrow? And we're like, Kurt, go to bed.
Hey, my bad.
You gotta be up in an hour.
I don't think Kurt sleeps much.
No, like when he, I don't know how much you talked about it before I got on, but it's like, I know that this ended up being like the best season, the season of a lifetime for you, but up until that moment, like you were on the struggle bus, man. Like you were burnout, you were hunting hard, you were like trying to figure these deer out. Like it was, the season was not going as planned for you. So it's like a testament of how hard you work and like not give up and how things can just turn around in a moment,
Oh, for sure. But also too, it's like, I also love it. Like, I think Devin thought I was getting ready to lose my mind. And I was like checking in with all you guys on like how I was doing. I'm like, oh no, dude, like this is,
oh yeah,
like the fun of it.
We're
is
in
like
it.
the game plan. I like being up at 2, like, what do you think this fucking deer's doing? I got to figure this fucker out. What's going on?
Sucks, but
I'm just complaining to complain. Like, I'm still going for it.
Yeah, I'm having a great time.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to complain to my boys.
I have autism. I'm not going to hunt.
Easy, Chris.
You know what I mean? Oh, yeah. Let me shoot 2 deer in Indiana and blame my mental disabilities, a.k.a. you're psychotic and missed your medication, you fucking...
Stay out of my state.
Yeah. Not letting your neighbor recover his deer. What a fag. This is the Kurt Geyer Show. Welcome back to the guy behind the scenes. Oh, where's my mug? So fucking gay, dude.
Wear your
Hang it
glasses,
up,
bro.
Hang it up, bro. Consult your land. Fuck off. But we're having fun.
Here we are. Here we are.
You know I'm all right. What the fuck?
Yeah, we're not arguing, brother.
2 beers.
Yeah, I just say what I think, and everybody else just like, yeah, whatever. Let him burn himself out.
Yeah, what he
How about
said.
the guy who can't control what he says, having his own show, who just talks about whatever he wants? Like, great PR move, man.
Yeah.
Maybe you need a chaperone,
He needs himself a Lee.
He needs a lead. He needs a PR guy. Other than that, I'm rooting for him. Except for all the gay shit he does. But what a fun episode. Thanks,
Great
guys.
episode.
Fucking A, brother.
Great deer,
Congrats,
great
man.
episodes.
Thanks for the party.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
It was worth not getting home till 4:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
They should have just stayed.
It was a rough morning getting up, I'll tell
My
you.
one rule was I had to be home before the kids woke up.
All right. That's fair.
I'm like, all right.
For the record, you didn't drink.
Correct.
You had a beer.
I had one pull of the kill bottle. That's it.
Understandably so. Yeah. Well, Rachel and Andy, if he's listening, appreciate you guys. Thanks for being in camp.
I know we miss you. I wish we were still there, but I'm glad we could be a part of it. Thanks for calling in.
Come back.
We already
move
figured this out. You guys just need to move here.
Yeah.
Bye.
Easy. All right, Rachel, we appreciate you. We're going to hang up on you right now.
Bye, Andy.
Sounds good.
Bye,
He
Boo
says
Shacks.
Bye. I love you.
Love
See
you.
ya.
Okay, bye.
Shut up.
Okay, bye.
Love you. Bye. Good people right there. Good people.
Good people.
Phenomenal.
Well, boys, it's a fun episode. Sorry if I got long-winded.
Great episode.
We're not doing too bad for 2 buck stories, though.
No.
No.
Thought it'd be a little more long-winded. But season of my life, be a hard one to forget. So appreciate you guys' support and listen to me be mentally ill talking to you guys about deer.
The illest.
The illest of ill.
Yeah. We're here for the mentally ill. We support you.
We support you.
Because we're one of you.
Who's up next?
Ooh.
I don't care. Just both of us
Yeah,
eventually.
both of
Both
us.
of you at the same time.
But here's
Let's
the
go.
thing.
This weekend, both of us.
Facial hair altercations. fails leads to success.
I'm just saying, Doug, eyebrows are on your face.
Let's do it tonight.
No, I'm not shaving my eyebrows.
Shave your butt.
Hey, listen.
Just your left
I got it. Listen.
Shave your eyelashes.
That mustache needs
There's very important people coming to work here soon. I
Okay.
cannot. And my eyebrows is gone.
Hi, I'm Doug.
Who's coming? Trump?
You know, it was a thing, okay? I just went through it.
Do the eyebrow raise the whole time. Just
like a Sharpie.
They're not there.
Yeah, just
like the Latino chicks.
Yeah. We tattoo
Latino
them on.
chicks do it every day.
They're really good at it.
2 upward slants
Hey.
all the time.
Hey,
Like windshield wipers.
they're not really good at it. We can all tell. Here's the thing. Shave your. All right. Here's what I got. Here's what I got for this. Is that I got it. Shave the eyebrows, and then just take a little off the top of the mustache, but save all those clippings and then glue stick them.
Yeah.
Just Elmer's glue back on your face.
Double-sided tape.
Of course.
Just a perfect square.
I still say that's gonna help me.
Well,
I
Hey.
shaved a fucking neck beard.
listen,
and I
dude.
killed a
Open up
deer,
your mind,
so-
man. It's why you're having a hard time.
I
Open up
should
your
have
mind.
instead of shaving everything, I should have shaved like a soul patch or something.
That'd have been sick.
I think Austin should
Like a
do just
Monopoly guy.
stripes. Just like shave stripes.
Oh, that could be sick. Yeah, it's like I got really important people coming to work, and Doug's got a soul patch. Like you just listen to all Sublime albums.
What's up, dudes?
Shows up to
I
work
think
with a
Austin should
Dalmatian.
just take this off, like the whole chin.
I thought about
Right
that,
through
but it's
here.
not. It would look too cool.
That's just
I'm
the.
leaving it open to you guys. I just want to kill a big
That's
deer,
just the
so I don't
chops.
really care.
I think we
Like I used
stick
to do.
to the first call out.
Okay.
Or just a chin strap. Long, believe it.
Did you have your,
Leave it alone.
did you have your neck beard in your harvest photo?
Yeah, but
You
it was
did?
dark and then it was
okay.
shaded.
So I didn't see it.
Get my straightener out.
just the skinniest line ever, too.
Yeah, but they're 2 inches long.
Yeah.
Just Amish paradise.
Hell yeah.
Going on Rumspringer to kill a deer, boys.
Hit the salon. All right, I love it. Yeah, I think you just do what you got to do, Doug. I mean, listen.
I'll
Shave your head.
I'll figure something out.
Shave your head.
Carve a Harry Potter Z into your forehead.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Oh, great idea, Scott.
With what, a hot iron?
Charles,
Yeah,
just
sure, I'll
go
do that.
full Charles Manson style and say it's for good luck, like everybody else that
You're
uses
a
the Nazi
wizard,
symbols.
Douglas.
Jesus.
I think I'm just gonna hunt.
Well,
I don't like it.
nope.
Don't like the sounds of that.
I don't like your
Doesn't work.
dedication.
It doesn't work.
Oh, that fucking camera's off again. Fuck
I'll
that camera.
I'll shave to like a landing strip.
Oh.
On your face.
I'm done with this. This bores me. You don't want to play the games? We won't play the games,
Yeah,
Doug.
let's move on.
Austin's all about it. Doug.
Scotty, what would you do?
If you were Doug.
I would drink heavily all night and then wake up at 10 o'clock in the morning and then go out.
Speaking from experience,
Wow.
Scotty knows it works.
Works pretty good.
Super specific.
Jeez, yeah.
Cole, what would you do?
Just give no
Just
fuck.
shave everything from your neck up. Just go clean, smooth.
Like his head and eyebrows
Mr.
and everything.
Clean?
Everything.
Mr. Clean It?
Everything. Yep.
Take a scrub pad with you.
Just
Jesus.
nair everything.
A magic eraser.
How long would it take to get that mustache back like it is?
Not
I
that
don't know.
long.
I don't think that long.
3 months?
No.
Less than that. Maybe.
A month?
I don't know.
I don't get why you wouldn't do it to kill a giant.
Kill 200. Let your ego go, Doug.
The 200's in here somewhere. You got it's there.
You
I just gotta
shave
find it.
so he can get out.
So much self-consciousness.
Release the 200.
It's like a genie.
You just got to hit it with a...
You got 3 wishes, Doug.
I agree with that.
Your genie looks just like Scotty. What the fuck?
He's like, mustache has been attached to my balls this whole time.
Drink all night and hunt at 10. It's like, what kind of genie are you?
Genie of wisdom.
You seem pretty fun.
No, you don't get any wishes, dude. I'll just give you some weird advice.
You gotta drink NAs all night and get up at 10. You never get drunk, but you're hungover.
You know what? This genie's pretty cool. Not a
No
bad
buzz,
guy.
all hangover.
Yeah, you gotta drink Foster NAs all night.
Oh.
The big king.
All the
big
flavor
kid.
without any of the sacrifice.
All the pain.
Fosters.
Yeah, do they have Foster's NA? I hope so.
No.
I don't think they do.
Not only,
No.
not only is it the worst beer.
Everyone in Australia drinks, so there's no.
Not only is it the worst beer, it's the worst beer that you get no benefit from.
That's true.
Foster's.
Now you're really being a fucking cunt.
Yeah, right, mate. Fucking shit.
Oh, Greg made it.
Gregory made it. Hey,
Holy
bud.
shit.
Whoa, where'd he come from?
We mentioned Foster's once, and Gregory's back in the house.
Ah, shit, cunt.
What?
I don't know, Greg. Maybe you just fucking shave a kangaroo's tail and, glue it to your bowls or something.
All right, Greg.
I'm just throwing ideas
Where are
out
we going to
there,
get a
mate.
kangaroo at?
I like Greg.
Yeah.
There's one big problem. We don't have a kangaroo here.
Greg's got it going
Yet.
on.
No.
Keyword is yet.
Listen,
Gregory
we've been
knows a couple
talking
guys.
for at least 15 to 20 about
We have
absolutely
Nothing.
nothing.
We derailed.
And that's
Facial hair kangaroos.
and that's the best way
Yeah.
to close out
Oh yeah.
the realest bow hunting podcast in the game. Thank you guys for the support and listening. Doug, you look great. I was going to round table, but just drag this shit out way too long.
We Gucci.
You know what to do. Go shoot your bow. Love ya. Peace.